Tammy Slaton takes first steps outside after years. 1000 LB Sisters fans get emotional. Tammy Slaton from 1000 LB Sisters has reached an emotional milestone that many fans never thought they'd see. She left her house after years of isolation and finally stepped into a new, brighter chapter of her life. It was a moment that brought fans to tears. They've been following her journey from the very beginning, when even the smallest of tasks seemed impossible for her due to her weight. Seeing her not just walk out the door but also smile, live, and enjoy her freedom made the moment all the more powerful. Tammy's transformation is not just physical, it's emotional, mental, and deeply inspiring. After years of being confined indoors and dependent on others, she now radiates happiness and pride. Skin removal surgery has played a significant role in giving her a new start. She feels lighter, freer, and more comfortable in her own skin. And most importantly, she succeeded in something that once felt like a far-off dream, her weight loss journey. Tammy always admitted that she couldn't even imagine a version of herself that wasn't over 600 pounds. In the beginning, she faced setback after setback. She struggled with food addiction, medical complications, and emotional issues that kept her trapped in a lifestyle that was slowly killing her. There were moments when she almost gave up. Yet, somewhere inside, she found the strength to keep going. She battled through every obstacle and pushed herself harder than ever before. Against all odds, she brought her weight down to 201 pounds, a number that shocked not only her fans but also her medical team and family. It was a symbol of how far she had come and how determined she had been. That number wasn't just weight, it was freedom. For someone who had spent so many years relying on others for transportation, basic care, and even movement, becoming more independent was a dream she had locked away. But now, she's living that dream. Tammy's first outing was something she had always wanted to do but never thought she could. She finally made the decision to start learning how to drive. It might seem like a small step to some, but for her, it was massive. Previously, due to her size, she couldn't fit into most vehicles, let alone handle the act of driving. Her body would not allow her the mobility or comfort needed to sit properly, buckle a seatbelt, or reach the pedals. But that changed. Her body is no longer her enemy. It's capable of more, and Tammy is ready to make use of it. She's learning to drive not just for convenience but for empowerment. She's taking the reins of her own life, literally and figuratively. Learning to drive means she can someday buy and drive her dream car, a vintage Ford Mustang GT. She has had her eyes on that model for a long time. To her, the car represents more than a stylish ride, it represents achievement, strength, and freedom. It's big enough for her to feel comfortable, and it carries the power that matches her own internal transformation. She has spoken about her desire to own a classic Mustang with so much passion, and fans love how specific and grounded her dream is. She doesn't just want any car, she wants her car, one that makes her feel strong, seen, and capable. Tammy once hated the fact that she couldn't do basic things, like driving. She envied those who could simply hop into their vehicles and take off without assistance. Though she wanted to learn how to drive in her 20s, her anxiety and physical limitations held her back. She often masked her disappointment with humor or silence, but deep down, it pained her. Now, she's pushing past that fear, using her newfound health and mental clarity to take control of her life. And it's not just driving that's new for Tammy. In one of the most heartwarming moments of her journey so far, Tammy recently went on a boat ride with friends. For someone who was once confined to her home, the idea of being on a boat, surrounded by water and loved ones, was more than just a fun outing, it was a victory. She shared clips of the day on TikTok, showing her enjoying the water, smiling, and clearly loving every moment. Her joy was infectious. Fans flooded the comments section with messages of support, encouragement, and even tears. It wasn't just about the boat ride. It was about what it represented, Tammy saying yes to life. She wasn't just existing anymore, she was living. She spent time on the shore, surrounded by people who truly care for her. She looked radiant in the photos she took with them, her face lit up with joy and confidence. It was a complete shift from the woman fans had seen in earlier seasons, someone who often looked drained, sad, and frustrated with her situation. Now, she looked like a woman who had overcome the impossible. Tammy didn't let the moment pass without celebrating it fully. Her boat day was her way of telling the world that she was ready to explore everything life had to offer, and she was doing it on her own terms. She didn't stop there. Tammy has made a silent vow to herself not to skip any more outdoor adventures. Whether it's ziplining, swimming, or even going on a plane ride, she's determined to live out every single experience that was once denied to her. In the past, those things were never even options. Now, they are part of her to-do list. It's almost like she's playing catch-up with life, but with so much gratitude and joy. She has dared herself to do the things that once scared her. The woman who once feared walking to her front porch is now planning her next bold activity. And she's doing it all with an unstoppable spirit. Tammy didn't just rely on memory to remember how far she's come, she used social media to document it all. She reposted a series of old photos that showed her at her heaviest, barely mobile, and struggling through everyday tasks. Then she paired them with her recent images, slimmer, glowing, smiling, and active. The contrast was dramatic. But more than that, it was deeply emotional. These images told a story of pain, perseverance, and triumph. They were her way of saying, "I did it." And her fans responded with overwhelming love. People who had watched her cry, scream, fall, and get back up on the show felt a deep emotional connection to her victory. She wasn't just a reality star anymore, she was a symbol of strength and hope. She also made sure to thank the people who stood by her during the most difficult moments. Her supporters weren't just strangers on the internet. They were also her siblings, her best friends, and her loyal viewers who encouraged her when she needed it the most. Tammy has always had a complicated relationship with her siblings, but lately, she's expressed more gratitude and warmth toward them. They had their disagreements, but deep down, they wanted what was best for her. And now that she's thriving, it feels like they all share the win. Tammy Slaton is no longer the woman viewers first met years ago. She's stronger, braver, and more determined than ever. She has overcome not just the physical limitations of her weight but also the emotional burdens that came with it. She has made peace with her past and is now embracing her future. Every photo she posts, every activity she joins, and every dream she chases proves that she is unstoppable. Her story is one of the most inspiring transformations ever seen on reality TV, and she's not done yet. There's more life to live, more goals to conquer, and more milestones to reach. And Tammy is finally ready for all of it.